today, Elijah Hollands was told to explore a trade after a difficult year. That's despite him having a year to run on his contract with the Carlton Footy Club.
Hello, let's get through another layer of a breaking story in, I think it's safe to say this has been the wildest week in the history of the Carlton Football Club in the modern times. I've never seen a week like this, but today, the story is Elijah Hollands. I want to break it down and use this as an opportunity to review his 2025 season as well. So this is how it played out. The reality is this. Elijah Hollands, he played 5 matches this year. You can see his numbers here. He ranked elite in 2 categories for his position, so disposals and kicks. It was, by and large, a disappointing year for Elijah and for the club. There is context to this story. It's sensitive, so I want to be respectful, and I will be respectful. And the difficulty with a story like this is that you play for the Carlton Football Club. There's so much intrigue and interest in it, so many supporters, and therefore you're subject to so many eyeballs. And this guy struggled. He struggled this year with a number of things. 2 days before the season started, he took personal leave. Now, we knew something was up in the preseason because we didn't see him feature as heavily in the preseason. He had come off what I thought was an excellent 2024 in a debut season for the club where he played 22 games. So there was excitement around him, but the reality was that he was just unable to be available for the season. So the club at the time on the 11th of March released a statement saying that the club will continue to provide its full support towards Elijah Hollands, who has made the decision to take a period of leave due to personal reasons. So we just sort of left that. The footy boss at the time, Brad Lloyd, said that the club applauded Elijah for having the courage to come forward and ask for help, and will continue to work with him. He has been engaged with the football program. Quite rightly, it is our care for him as a person which matters most. So this period of leave will allow him to focus on himself, and he will be afforded as much time as he needs to do that. So great. That happened. We then saw him play in the VFL a little bit, and he made his return to senior football in round 6 against North Melbourne. Unfortunately, his return only lasted 5 games, and there was a lot of excitement that built towards him. It was building as a story of overcoming a setback, and he had an excellent game against Geelong the week after his first game back, and it just looked like he was, from my view anyway, it looked like he was just ready to resume where he left off in 2024. But the unfortunate reality was that was not the case.
Body by Curnow. Curnow to the pocket. Elijah Hollands there. A clean collect. Feeds it in.
Really, really effective early. Got the ball going and a good mark from McCall.
Stewart, but still the scramble continues. Hollands outside of the boot. Got it.
And I've been really impressed so far, linking with Elijah Holland's start to the game. He's getting involved.
Hewitt and Atkins go at it. Motlop was clean. Akers was really good.
Yours.
That's clever too, over the top. Folks.
He's given away the free kick there.
And they are lining up ahead of the footy.
Again, Atkins. Ball pops around.
Field is the deepest defender.
Stewart back to Guthrie, and he's got all sorts of problems ahead of him.
And gave it up. Akers, Elijah Hollands. Stops and props. Just the 15.
He's going to have to play on here, Elijah Hollands. He does to Akers.
He then again took indefinite leave for personal reasons in May, and the club at this point had reiterated its full support of Elijah at the time. So then we get to, well, season ends. We saw him in the VFL for the final 2 matches. He appeared again. I think I first saw him in an Instagram reel of Cooper Hamilton, and then he played VFL for a couple of games. There was some speculation whether he would return to the senior side or not, but the club chose to keep him in the VFL. And we fast forward to right now, filming this on the 29th of August. We got an update yesterday via Mitch Cleary around him that, in fact, the club, via Elijah Hollands' exit interview and exit meeting, was told to seek a trade elsewhere, irrespective of the fact that he is contracted until the end of 2026. So, at this stage, they are reports. The club haven't, at this point in time, made an official statement about that, but it is widely reported that he has been told to seek a trade outside of the club, which I guess puts a really sour taste in the story of Elijah Hollands. So much promise. Ultimately, it was a low-risk acquisition, but at the same time, a list spot is a list spot. So we didn't get to see him anywhere near his footballing best this year, and he made a post at the end of the season sort of reflecting on his year, and he obviously had some struggles, which we all do. And the harsh nature of the beast is, this is a 23-year-old guy. He's not he's not a kid. He may be a kid in some respects, but he's also not a teenager anymore, and he's in a professional environment now. And I don't know exactly what has happened with Elijah. All I know is that he's taken personal leave, and there are issues at play, issues that probably affect many, many people in society. So it's a sad review, because it's ultimately a guy who wasn't able to fulfill his playing potential. But when you zoom out and look at what's important, I mean, his health, comes first. So I'm conflicted, because on the one hand, I do empathize with the story. On the other hand, I'm disappointed, because, I follow Carlton to watch the team succeed, and we took a punt on him, and it looked like it was working out, and maybe it just hasn't. Now, I don't know, maybe there still is a chance that he will stay at the club, but if the club is telling him to explore a trade elsewhere, it looks like there's a hard stance on the situation. So that's Elijah Hollands. What did you make of his 2025, and what do you make of the reports and the decision to tell him to seek a trade elsewhere? We'll chat to you in the comments. We'll go from there.